Well, that means this will be a very rapid meeting. Do we have any? You too. Do we have anybody to speak to the site plan application?
They're not here.
Not yet. We can move ahead with the prayer though.
Haven't heard from them.
Okay,
You want to bump planning and zoning to the very back to give them some time and go through Board of Adjustment and Historic Preservation first?
that's fine with me. Is there anything we have to do to be able to do that since nobody is coming to anything?
Do
They
they?
want to change planning and zoning.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So,
I got two.
yeah, Vivian, would you
I will.
open this up?
This will be my last, I have to give it to somebody else. Our dear Heavenly Father, we just want to thank you for all the many blessings that you have given us. And dear Lord, we just want to pray for all these people that have gotten COVID and are really sick and the families that are affecting them. And we just wish that you would guide us to make decisions that are right for you and for our citizens of Lake City. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
So we will begin with the Board of Adjustments, and we'll begin early at 5:30 with the Board of Adjustments. Ms. Beverly, will you call roll?
Yes, ma'am. Ms. George Ellis,
Here.
Mr. Adele,
Here.
Ms. Dubberly. Here. Mr. Leidick.
Here.
All are present, ma'am.
Fantastic. Has everyone read their minutes from the last meeting? Any comments, corrections, adjustments?
No, ma'am, they're pretty succinct, and I recommend we adopt them as submitted.
Second,
All in favor? Minutes are adopted as submitted. There is no old business. We have no new business. Are there any workshop items we need to discuss in reference to the Board of Adjustment?
Not in reference to the Board of Adjustment, Madam Chair.
Okay, there being no workshop items, no further business to conduct. The Board of Adjustments meeting is closed at 5:35. Okay, 5:36, we will open the Board of Historic Preservation.
I'm gonna miss this.
We do have a quorum from the former roll call. Has everyone read the minutes from the last meeting? Are there comments, suggestions, corrections?
Move adoption as submitted.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Minutes adopted as submitted. There is no old business, no new business. Are there workshop items in reference to the Board of Historic Preservation?
I do have one, Madam Chair. This is something me and Young spoke about after the most recent city council meeting that we had some zoning issues in front of. Mr. Young, were you ever able to get a good succinct answer out of planning council as to whether or not the revisions that this board had adopted for the original 1994 jurisdictional boundaries of our two historic districts ever actually made it into the planning atlases?
Apparently they did not.
Uh,
They have no record of it.
Since I am something of a walking permit in this regard, if it pleases the board, I hold the necessary credentialing to actually submit that kind of paperwork under my signature to the Florida Master Site File in the Department of the Interior. Is that something you guys would like me to do so we're not always beholden to a planning council that may or may not be
Yes.
getting past this information?
Yes, please.
I will submit those updates through proper channels and report back to you at our
If the
next.
board approves it, the city approves it.
Copy that. I will push that paperwork for you and I will report back to you once it has been accepted.
Will you state what board that was you're going to submit to?
That's going to the Florida State Historic Preservation Officer. It'll be addressed to someone named Tim Parsons. It'll probably actually get signed off on by someone named Jason Aldrich,
Okay.
who serves as his deputy with the Division of Historic Resources for the Florida Department of State.
All right, I got it. Thank you.
Other items or business to discuss?
Did anybody want to make a motion on that?
Well, we haven't seen it yet.
We haven't heard a motion yet.
No?
Well, do I have
Well,
permission to
Well,
undertake
if we
this?
can get a consensus of the board.
I make a
That was the
motion,
workshop item.
okay, I make a motion that we let Chris do his thing.
Second.
All in favor?
You'll put that better, Beverly.
Yes, ma'am. Do his thing.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
And show that I abstained from that vote in the minutes.
Yes.
Yes.
Is it even legal?
Yes.
So Chris, the motion carried. No other items to discuss? 5:35, historic preservation is closed, is adjourned. 5:36,
37.
5:37, okay. Planning and Zoning Board. Roll call is same as before. Has everyone read the minutes from the last meeting? Any changes, suggestions, comments, or corrections? May I have a motion? Approved as submitted.
Make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any old business to discuss? New business. Brad Williams on SPR 2104. Mr. Williams is not present. Should we postpone to reschedule for the next meeting?
Table.
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 Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
The site plan application 2104 is tabled. Oh my goodness. Bruce Naylor's vacancy.
I don't want to get up.
You don't have to.
Put it there.
I'm not even gonna swear you in.
All right. I have a letter attached here that Mr. Naylor has missed the last five meetings. And it appears that with his rehab, he's going to be out for quite a while. And, we need to go ahead and declare his seat vacant. And I would like y'all's, approval for me to bring it forward to the city council for this to happen. And we start the process of trying to fill his seat along with the other two empty seats, and three empty seats, and now soon to be fourth empty seat.
Yes. Does everybody hear that?
I'll be leaving.
May I make a suggestion that they all go forward at the same time?
Yes, ma'am, I am trying to get my ordinance done to where the years match. Years of, term,
Right.
years match, so I can get people appointed by the city council.
And I know that they have applications on hand.
Yes, ma'am, I think we've gotten like 5 or 6.
Yeah, all of us have been out recruiting.
And
Have we seen any movement on this from Mr. Coberline's office? Is that a nod yes or a nod no?
that is a,
Definite maybe.
Hold, it's on hold.
It's a definite maybe.
And, but I will get a hold of the city manager tomorrow, because now we've reached crisis stage.
We don't reach crisis stage until a month from this evening.
Yeah.
That's when things grind to a halt. As of right now,
Well,
we've got
this is
got
our
almost 4
last
weeks.
meeting that we have a quorum.
Right.
So it's now crisis mode.
Can I nominate that you also sit on the board?
I can't. I'm sorry. It's called conflict of interest.
Then you could just do it all.
I do, I want to say something if y'all don't mind.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
thank y'all so much. This has been like a really educational experience to be here and to meet you guys, and I really enjoyed it. Sometimes I have to shake my head at things that go on, but I really enjoyed it, and I thank y'all so much. And I wish I could stay, but when you live in the county, you can't.
Yeah.
An honor and a pleasure.
And you just had to go ahead and tell us.
I thought, well, I might could make it one more, but no, the closing.
They want your house.
They want my house now, yeah.
I know the houses sell like hotcakes. As soon as they're on the market.
It was gone. 3 days, I think.
I
People
know the
was
house.
in and out like the whole weekend and then like that Monday. I was really shocked.
But before the motions start piling up, I will go ahead and make the motion that we declare Mr. Naylor's seat vacant, and we'll move to acceptance of her resignation.
Second, Mr. Naylor,
That's your last second.
my last time.
All in favor?
Aye. And with a heavy heart, I similarly move that we accept as all 3 of our boards. We didn't just finish the 3 meetings. I move that the minutes reflect for the Planning and Zoning Board, City of Lake City, the Historic Preservation Agency, City of Lake City, and the Board of Adjustment, that the board accept Ms. Beverly's resignation from all 3 boards respectively.
I second.
All in favor, Jim?
I didn't say it, but I don't second.
If no one seconds it, she's stuck on this.
I guess we'll have to end it to be to the city.
Second.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Workshop items.
Couple things. First and foremost, we have new zoning maps. I know there's only 3 of us left, but hopefully we'll have a way to distribute those in digital format to all of us, either through interactive products, static PDFs, or hopefully shape files that'll work in Esri GIS.
I would rather have a printed copy.
Printed copies would be even better, except things change.
I mean, I can print out copies like this. We have it interactive on the GIS site, but y'all don't have access to it. They won't put it out on anything else.
Printed copy, you can laminate it too.
But you have access.
Yeah, that's why I'm having this one taken up.
That way.
That's what we're gonna do. But I will also have them made up, and that size right there, I'm sorry to say, it's the most legible. You get smaller than that, you're not.
Our ARCI is a good size for that.
Yeah.
Do you have access to do whatever you want to do with it? You have access to the files.
Yes, and that's what I'm trying to get to where they can be shown up here during the meetings.
If I want,
And
yeah,
you can type in the address, it'll take you right to it. Click on that parcel, and it tells you zoning, it tells
okay, so the data that's driving that view is all of the zoning data with the parcel
you.
information. Are there other views available? Have all the historic sites, or is there a database here is historic?
Well, as we've discovered,
Yeah.
even though the board
The only
adopted
other,
adjustments they
Yeah.
never implemented with the data stewards over at the planning council.
the only other access would be the county GIS map, but their zoning city is not. They didn't take as much care doing the city zone on the city parcels as they did on the county parcel.
As we discovered at the last city council meeting.
Yes.
For those of you that weren't there, the appeal that came through for the multifamily rezoning of material over there in the RSF3 district between McRae and Church, I got appealed to city council. City council sustained our appeal, but the board did get dinged for the fact that during our deliberative processes, we were using out-of-date zoning maps. And it was something that the proponents were very vocal about, almost to the point of being litigious. And one of the city councilmen, specifically while I was at the podium, decided to call this board out for using obsolete and incorrect data in our deliberations. That's why me and David talked a couple times about how do we make this as readily accessible as possible so we never have egg on our face like this again. Now, obviously, some of this we're beholden to outside parties and partners for. So yeah, we may not have stuff that's 100% up to the minute, but at least if we have stuff that's only a couple of meetings old, that we have the ability to look at on our own, maybe not necessarily that night at the meeting.
And that's the reason I got with Jason Jones, our GIS. And he came up with these maps here that he updates himself.
Awesome.
So he can, as we get something annexed in, he automatically puts it on this map. So to keep it up to date. Whereas it'll take us 6 months to get a shape file or Central Florida Regional Planning Council for him to do the same thing.
Then it's already outdated.
Hmm?
Then it's already outdated.
Yeah, and it's already outdated by the time we get it. I mean, it's just.
What did that pass? They let the people build apartments?
No, the council sustained our declination of the petition.
Y'all were not overruled.
Really, the people that didn't want it in the neighborhood was not overruled.
And several of those people in the neighborhood
Oh, yeah.
have to knock it on.
There were a few of them in the audience,
I told,
waiting their chance.
I told Beverly, I don't advertise that I'm sitting on this. And several of them discovered that I'm sitting here, so they all, lots of them came to see me. And I told Beverly I threw her under the bus, and she said, no, I threw you under the bus.
I didn't even know y'all had that. I had no idea.
Yeah, that house, did he speak with her?
Yes.
The one that she wants it condemned? That house is, and has been for a long time.
Yeah.
And I think you'll find she pays no taxes. She is exempt from taxes. And I believe you'll find that she's in jail right now.
She's
Oh,
in
yeah.
jail.
Yeah.
Well, she is.
Yeah.
We can't talk about this though.
Hmm.
This meeting, we can't talk about this meeting.
Well.
We have called
Still
no
alive?
names.
Uh-oh.
On another,
Turn.
on another hand, they told me I'm not allowed to drive for 4 to 6 weeks. So the next meeting, I'll have to either Zoom or something.
Well,
Where do you live?
If we don't get at least one member appointed prior to that, we won't be having it because we won't have a quorum.
Okay.
If we don't have a quorum, may we have a tiny workshop coming up?
Yes,
Even if we
ma'am.
do have,
I am
on
trying
several
to
items.
arrange with the board's attorney to come put on a presentation, especially after what happened with the appeal process that went forward. I think we need one him to be able to come and talk to us about it, tell us what we exactly need to do.
We adjourned.
Well, no,
Not yet,
We gotta make
no.
a motion to adjourn.
No, I
Motion
still
to
got
adjourn, so
it.
I do too.
do you want it on the record?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Workshop.
So my question is, if you do not have a quorum, the applicants, are they tabled to a later date? Or,
We cannot hear them until we have a quorum.
well, that was, my question is, are they just tabled to a later date to delay whatever project they're doing? Or since there is no board, legal board, do they automatically go under the table and just go right through? Because on the,
Not on the, not per the land development regulations. It has to be, approved by the board, just like this one here.
the reason I brought that
I mean, it's ready, they're ready to start building, but it has to come through here for the site plan review. And they were informed of it, and they were told, you know, they had to be here or have a representative here.
But the reason I brought that up, I think a similar type of issue came up. It's 18, 15 years ago with Swanee River Management, since they didn't have anyone appointed to the position. Then legally, the attorneys came in, since there wasn't anyone, they were replacing the position since it wasn't available. And it cleared. So I didn't know if we were in the same,
No, that's totally different. You know, if like my position, we didn't have somebody here in my position to, approve, you know, what y'all have approved and let it go forward. Yes, I can be bypassed. I mean, I'm not irreplaceable. I mean, you know, so if
So
it was
as
in the
a-
process of filling it, it would bypass, they would appoint somebody to do it. But with the board, no, the board has specific guidelines and rules, and if they're not followed, then it cannot move forward.
but you think there would be an extreme need to hurry up these procedures on looking for a board member or,
At
or,
least one more board member, so we
or in
can,
30 days, they're gonna have a problem.
yeah. And that's where I'm gonna start stoking the fire now.
and then, let's pretend that in 30 days, we don't have someone filling in behind Ms. Doberleaf. And this board is, in essence, not constituted. If we're unable to meet to ratify consent agendas, does that mean that all of the material that you have the ability to provisionally pass that we would ordinarily ratify after the fact, does that put that all at a grinding halt as well?
That, no, that wouldn't. But at the end, it would have, you know, when we do have a forum again, it would have to come back in one long, hopefully not too long.
And by then, all those projects would have already been accomplished.
That's like, right now, I have one, I got a 1930s house. They submitted for COA, but they want to use fiberglass shingles. And I said, I can't approve that, that's gonna have to go to the board. You know, I said, for that era, you can use, clay tile, you can use metal, you can use, you know, I think even concrete tile, I think was back then. I said, but not fiberglass shingles. Now, that's what's on the roof now from a previous owner.
Mm. Well, hopefully, we'll be able to
And
get
what
some
I'm
good
hoping
news out of the
is,
city attorney here.
what I'm hoping is that the roofer talks her into going with a metal roof. You know, I'll approve a metal roof. You know, because that falls within the parameters of what was allowed back in the or what was done back in the 1930s.
And I assume this is not reproduction style historic roofing that just happens to be made out of fiberglass. This is modern looking fiberglass.
Regular
Gotcha.
4-tab shingles.
Yeah, okay.
And if it even resembled something from the past, you know, but with it not being in the 1930s era, material-wise, that's where I'm not, that's gonna come before the HVA.
So the only other thing I have under workshop, and I even hesitate to do this, but after talking it over with a number of individuals, I did decide it would be best if we had this read into the minutes in case something else unseemly occurs. I don't know how many other members on the board know this. I know Ms. Mavis knows it. David, I know you know it. At the conclusion of the city council meeting, at which our decision to deny the petition for those apartments was sustained by city council, I was followed home and I was threatened and intimidated. I don't know who it was. I just know it was a large black pickup truck lifted that put its headlights right into my rearview mirror. I made about 7 or 8 different turns between here and my home in the historic district. And every turn along the way, I was followed until I pulled into my driveway. I reported it to Mr. Young. I reported it to Mayor Witt. I reported it to the chair of this board. But just so we are all on the same page and so that it is written down in the minutes of this session, a member of this board was intimidated after doing his civic duty.
Both members of the board.
You weren't followed, you were just threatened, right?
It was just threatened.
I missed all the fun.
I didn't say, I just told, I didn't threaten the speaker. They didn't vote. Off the record, speak. Further discussion?
This will be brought up.
I bet those were pleasant.
Get out of here left 9 o'clock last night.
9:30.
One more workshop type item. We need a more, and I don't mean heavy, set of bylaws, goals, workbook to give to new members in this board.
Including an updated set of LDRs that include all the new stuff in
I
section
will
10.
put together, that- well, and
Very helpful.
It would be mucho help. Even if we do not have a board next to us, we cannot do any business. If y'all object to getting together here, go through some of the things, read through what they have been come up with, and our own thoughts into it.
You could actually do it.
Without a quorum present, are we still allowed to workshop in session?
We can't pass any business, but that sort of stuff we can.
We can workshop, then yeah. If we don't have a quorum, let's use next month's meeting as the opportunity to get some housekeeping stuff done.
That would be ideal.
And it's hard to join the board and you don't really know. You kind of have to learn as you go along and it is kind of hard. So that would be a good idea to have something
I know
that
it used to be on
a
that.
person can go to. Look
I
at
have
and
a,
say, okay.
I have a
'Cause
speaker.
y'all been here forever, y'all know.
It's a cheat sheets.
Yeah, a cheat sheet.
We've all been in the same position.
Yeah, okay, you've all been in the same position, that's true. It would be helpful.
But with 3 new ones coming on, the idea of playing fake until you make it's probably not going to be a good idea. 4 new ones, yeah.
Yeah.
No one has anything else. Motion to adjourn.
So moved. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned at 6 o'clock.
Kill these mics, kill that camera. We've got stuff to discuss.
Nobody opposed to adjournment?